Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. Thank you, everybody, for being here another day in this, after this meeting that we had regarding this special month of December. For those who hadn't been in that video that we have been doing right now, I recommend you to look for it, which you will find in this same channel under the name Diciembre 2020 and December 2020. So later you will see it. So today we are aligned with the chakra of knees related to the topic of connection. So maybe you will ask, why connection related to the knees instead of the crown chakra, which is the one where we usually put the connection? So the reason is because a connection is not about to speak with other dimensions or to be connected with the divine or whatever. It's not that kind of connection. A connection by itself means two different things that are connected one to another. So concepts, things, topics, whatever that is related and linked one another. So what is a connection? Connection comes from the Latin cum nexus. Cum is everything, is all together. That's what it means. It's a community. It's a common. It's something that connects many things. And nexus is the origin of the word knot. Knot, a needle, a net. Yes, is the origin of this word, which is connected, to the idea of nodes, a point of connection with many things. So a connection is many knots linked to each other. A community of knots. So to understand connection, let's go to the first connection that we have had in the universe, and we always mention, which is the inside projected in the outside. So from the inside into the outside, we have a link. So the inside projects itself in a connection with the node of the outside, and the outside is looking to connect with the inside. So this connection is the sharing information of these two different concepts. So then these two concepts, these two polarity, will be projected and divided in so many other reflections that it will start to link and create much more connections all around, creating a network. So a network would be these knots all distributed around, but linked to one another by this vibration and polarity. So this is what it starts to create a network, which is a constant interaction between knots in the creation. So basically, a network is a connection. So now the question would be, what is the thing that appears to create a knot? Why a knot exists? So remember that in the universe, when this starts to expand, when it starts to express, it creates a wave of vibration. And this vibration, it expands through all the universe like an ocean. but it generates this movement like in waves. So this vibration starts to create this appearance of waves that we call frequency. So this means that the universe, from the very beginning, expands itself in vibrations that express themselves in different frequencies. So remember, we have spoken about this in a previous video, but just as a summary, vibration represents the space and the frequency represents the time. So just picture this, that this wave of existence, time and space, is exactly the same thing. So what are time and space? Are just two different dimensions of one thing. So as lower is the frequency, the closer you are to the past. As faster it moves the frequency, so the closer you are to the future. So this vibration goes into one direction, but there is a moment when it's like kind of turned back to itself like an echo, and it turns back and starts to move like from above. So this movement of this vibration is the one, this wave, yes, is the one that, depending on the movement, the speed of the movement, it will transform itself from a wave into a particle, creating energy. So when this vibration moves fast and creates a lot of energy, the energy starts to bend itself, and by this movement, like bending once and again, it creates structures. It creates structures and it creates geometry, okay? So the patterns. So one of the things that happens in this moment, what that happens in this moment is that the vibration, the energy of the vibration, it starts to create this duality of positive and negative. And this positive and negative are the ones that divide the concept of time and space. So in this moment is when the time starts to be seen as the frequency and space as the vibration. And this is the thing that starts to manifest and create the curving of time and space, which is like the DNA. Perceiving these two as two, it creates also that this one has a positive and a negative, and the positive and the negative. Yes? So the positives of this one starts to find and to look for the negative of these ones, and the positive of these ones are looking for the negatives of these ones. So that's why they start to bend to each other, to connect to each other. This is what we call the bending of time and space. So as many more this conjunction, this bending of the time is the one that starts to manifest and create many other options. So this is what we spoke the other day of the bending of time and space that starts to create like this bending of the reality, like the Fibonacci spiral, the auric spiral, that starts to bend itself many times, opening itself or closing itself in different dimensions. This gives an option for many realities to emerge. So this diversity creates so many positives and negatives that it starts to bend in order to try to touch all the negatives and positives to each other. So this curling movement is the one that starts to create this DNA chain that starts to bend itself, like curling constantly and spiral way, that creates this appearance of the chromosome. So to this conjunction of time and space that are bending to each other like this is what we call a knot. A knot of time and space. So according to this, all the dimensions of the universe, they are like twisted like this in a knot, okay, where all dimensions are together. All this conjunction of information, which for us is a knot, creates such a huge amount of energy moving around that we now can call it a node. A node. So these nodes are thousands of them in a universe that is storing information all around, spreading in thousands. So by polarity, they start to exist all around the universe, and that makes them to be linked one another by this replication. So it's to all these nodes around of time and space linked one another that we call connection, which is a conjunction of nexus. Nodes are interdimensional portals because the nodes are basically all the dimensions through time and space curving and bending one another. So a node is a conjunction of information, and some of the links go away, and by polarity they connect with others. So each one is like a neuron, and the links are the synapses. So this would be a conjunction of nodes, and to this conjunction of nodes is what we call network. So basically, everything that exists in the universe are just vibrations and frequencies, time and space interacting one another, like curling by polarity, connecting a network throughout the whole cosmos. So this means that we, humans, we are also this network. We are a conjunction of nodes, and the main ones are the ones that we call chakras, which are portals in between dimensions that generates energy. So as we have these chakras and these nodes connecting into our body, we also have this connection with the nodes of other people in a network of people. This network of people also connect with the nodes of nature. So we have a natural network, and the natural network connects with the planet, so the planetary network. And the planetary network connects with all the rest of the planets in the solar system. So a sun network. And then the sun connects also with other portals, what we call the stars network, the galaxy network. We are all constantly interacting by connection. Connection is the one that has created our history and our reality. This is why we connect today with knees, because knees are the ones that holds the information of all this path of duality that we have taken. So now, something that maybe seems like not connected, but when there's cold, it's because the atoms start to vibrate slow. And whenever you feel hot, it's because the atoms starts to move faster. So it's just about vibration, just about that. So what used to happen when things get cooler, that things starts to contract, like a contraction of the atoms. We would say, like, if the atom starts to go like contracting. What happened when there's hot? Well, things starts to move faster and they expand. They start to open up and grow. What happened now? That this information, these interdimensional nodes of time and space, also when there is low vibration, they experience contraction, and when there is high vibration, they expand themselves. So a node shares information when it's a flexible node. So a node shares information if it's wide, but if it gets contracted, it becomes a knot. Stop being a node and it becomes a knot. So this is how we can interpret that when I have a low vibration, my chakras close. And when I have a high vibration, my chakras open. So what this means, that when I vibrate low, I lose the connection. And when I vibrate high, I gain back the connection. So when we speak about raise your frequency, it's not about going up into another dimension. To raise your frequency is to help the knots of time and space to spread and to be more flexible. So to have a low vibration is to be close, depressed, sad, with anger, or with rage. And to be in a high vibration would be to be happy, to share, to laugh, to are willing to do things. Another way we can feel that I am vibrating low is when you lose the connection with others. You cannot share with others. You cannot feel emotions. You cannot feel any kind of connection with anything. So what happened? If we go low and low and very low, this knot contracts so much that suddenly breaks. And when it breaks, it's like an injury in between dimensions, what we call like the darkness or something like that. The bad things. Crisis. And what happened otherwise if I am completely in a high vibration, so high, that suddenly this contraction starts to extend, and suddenly it's nothing, and starts to disappear, and suddenly I am not connected with anything anymore. So this is why, in order to have this connection, we have to keep the balance in between the things. So now in the task that we have in the planet, which is to reconnect the nodes of the planet, the goal would be to know that the nodes of the planet are like knots now. Like they are compressed, stuck in the past, stuck in the structures of history. So what we are doing here, what we are trying to do with all the works that every people is doing, is to rise up the vibration, to rise this harmony, this frequency, so these nodes can be wide, and the new information coming from the stars can be absorbed by the information and transform our history. One of the tasks that we have is to recognize that as we people need something new in our lives, the planet is also needing something new in its life. So imagine in your own life that imagine that someone new is coming to your life and you are willing to receive something new, but all your nodes are closed because of fear, because of, I don't know, any emotion, low emotion, you don't want to suffer anymore or whatever. So you're closed. And this person has something new for me, has something good to give me, but I am so afraid, my chakras are so closed that I am not allowing it to give it to me. So that person just leaves and I lose the opportunity to receive something new. How many of you have lived something like that? So now, as you have faced this person that just left away, in this month, we are living this process of absorbing this information. With this eclipse that we are going to have in the 14th, the alignment of Saturn and Jupiter in December 21st, in the solstice, all this information that is coming towards us will go through the planet, because the planet is closed, the chakras are closed, stuck in history. So if the planet is not open, so we are going to lose the opportunity to receive all that new data. So what do we have to do to prepare ourselves to rise up the vibration of all those nodes? And in order to do that, what we have to do is exactly things like we are doing every day here. Alignments, working on ourselves, meditating, allowing the flow of the chakras, working in our coherence. So this is why the connection that we are going to do will be in August next year, when we all have done all the alignments to work on the opening of these nodes. So all the things that we are doing here, and also all the things that you do with other people, working with other like masters, like other therapists, or anyone or anything that you are doing, it's helping you to be aligned for that moment. So This is why the goal that we have in order to reconnect the planetary network of consciousness is to work with the nodes, the knots that we have within in our beliefs, our feelings, emotions, and our actions. If we send energy to those nodes through unconscious and incoherence, it doesn't work, because the nodes doesn't need energy, they need coherence. This is why we have to work with the coherence. Because the only way you can align something that is in incoherence is with coherence. So we have plenty of time, but this is part of the preparation. So I hope I made myself clear about what is connection. Right now I am getting this too. that this is why we are opening the portals of time and space. February 2020 till February 2022 is the portal of time and space, and in between we are going to work day by day with coherence. So it's the portal of time and space working the coherence every day. So when you may ask, how do I work my coherence? Well, we are doing this every day. Every day. So let's keep moving. This is why we are here working with the coherence, because what we have to see, to understand, is our healing of our own history and the history of the ideas that we have created in the world, because the nodes of the planet are locked by these patterns of history that we have all created through time. So that's why we have to work with it. So let's go to the information for today. The vibration for today is you. The statement for today is, I am the dimension of time. The code for today is the truncated cube. The figure originates from the rupture of the cube's vertices, appearing 8 new triangular faces, being this way a total of 14 faces, 8 triangulars and 6 octagonals, with 36 edges and 24 vertices. Thus, the cube expresses the interdimensional energy in matter, originating the energetic pattern that will channel all the possible aspects of the being, creating the personality, emotions, attributes, and all the bonds with other beings. So let's go to the alignment. We focus in our breathing, and we start to stretch the body a little bit to relax. I recognize myself as a seed, absorbing the nutrients of the ground, creating roots deep into the earth and rising above to the forest and its animals. I grow up through the branches and leaves, searching for the light of the sun, as I seek for flower. With my hands I accompany the flower, as I see now the forest from above, the savannah and its animals. As I grow higher, I contemplate the entire savannah, the entire rainforest, the coast and the sea, as I reach the clouds. I feel surrounded by the yellow light of the sun, the white color of the clouds, and the light blue of the skies, and I absorb them, all of them, in my flower. Take a deep breath, and as you go up, you go through the atmosphere, reaching the space and looking how the light that you were searching for is now shining in the earth. As I rise up, I can see now Africa, Europe, Middle East, Asia. And as I go around the planet, I see the Americas, Pacific Ocean, Oceania, and Antarctica. Now I can see the entire network of time, the torus of the magnetical field of the planet, receiving the light of the sun that was sent today, creating these beautiful northern and southern lights in the poles of the planet. Egypt, Greenland, Siberia, Hawaii, Galapagos, Noronha, Lesotho, Sumatra, Micronesia, French Polynesia, Tierra del Fuego, Antarctic. Softly, I take this earth and its notes of time between my hands, and I bring it in between my knees, and there I calibrate all the notes in connection with minds. I am the dimension of time. I am the dimension of time. I am the dimension of time. And within me, all times are connected, for I am the connection of times. I am the time. I am the connection of time. I see the time. I see the connection. I see. Nia Laika Sa Ilaika Ni Aita Sarai Kunda Ko Nia Laika Tua Dia Sanya Vaikilash Ni Aita Uluanentai Kuai Otwene Otuma Sautra Uko Ikale Uya Cuando llegue la sombra, observad el color azul. Nosotros estaremos esperando del otro lado de la luna. Somos los Adilkem, aquellos que llamáis Arcturus. When the shadows come all over you, watch the color blue and remember that we will be in the other side of the moon, waiting. We are the Adilkem, those who you may know as the Arcturians. We are ready to come back. Wow. So, to watch the color blue during the eclipse. Just to remind you, tomorrow I will be with the group of people that came here for these next 3 days. So tomorrow, for sure, I will be sharing with them the alignment and with all of you. Thank you for being there always, and see you tomorrow at the same time. Welcome.